a mangled mess on a road in Southern California, which claimed the life of actor Paul Walker. His death has left his fan base across the world in shock.
New details this morning on the deaths of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker and his friend, killed in a fiery car accident over the weekend.
November 30th, 2013 seemed like any other day for fans of Fast and Furious. But what happened that afternoon would shock the world forever. Paul Walker, an actor beloved for his role as Brian O'Connor, a street racer living life in the fast lane, was attending a charity event in Santa Clarita, California. Little did he know, life was about to mirror fiction in the cruelest way. At around 3:30 p.m., Paul stepped into a red Porsche Carrera GT, an extremely rare, powerful sports car, renowned for its raw power and unforgiving handling. His friend, Roger Rodas, took the wheel that day. Witnesses later recounted seeing the Carrera GT accelerating at an alarming speed, easily surpassing 90 miles per hour on a quiet suburban street. The engine roared, tires screeched, and in a heart-stopping instant, control was lost. The Porsche struck a curb, veered into a tree, then slammed a lamppost, ripping apart upon impact. Flames erupted immediately, engulfing the vehicle in a hellish blaze. But here's the most tragic detail. Contrary to early speculation that Paul died instantly, the coroner's report revealed a far grimmer reality. He was alive after the crash, trapped in the passenger seat, conscious, struggling to breathe as smoke and flames closed in. His body bore severe injuries from the collision, but the fatal blow came from the inferno that followed. Smoke particles were discovered deep in his lungs. The seatbelt, ironically his lifeline, now served as his prison. Within just 1 minute, the Porsche became an unstoppable furnace. By the time first responders arrived, the fire was too intense to attempt a rescue. Paul Walker's death was not instant, not painless, but a slow, agonizing ordeal, the cruelest twist of fate for a man who spent his career portraying invincibility. August 31st, 1997, a night destined to be forever etched in history. Princess Diana, the beloved people's princess, was leaving the Ritz Hotel in Paris, accompanied by her partner Dodi Al-Fayed and their driver Henri Paul. Unknown to her, the relentless paparazzi, chasing every moment of their departure, would unknowingly play a role in tragedy. As the black Mercedes S280 accelerated into the Pont d'Alma tunnel, the driver lost control. The vehicle slammed at high speed into a concrete pillar with a violence that shook the tunnel walls. Both Henri Paul and Dodi Al-Fayed were killed instantly. But Diana, though gravely injured, survived the initial impact. First responders arrived to find her slumped against the seat ahead, conscious, whispering the words, "Oh my God, what has happened?" Her injuries were devastating. The crash had torn her pulmonary vein near the heart, causing massive internal bleeding. Rescue teams worked frantically, trying to stabilize her as she was transported to the hospital. For nearly an hour, Diana clung to life, but the damage was too severe. At 4:53 a.m., doctors pronounced her dead. The news shattered the globe. Millions mourned not just the loss of a princess, but the loss of someone they had seen as a symbol of compassion, resilience, and grace. Her funeral drew an estimated 2.5 billion viewers worldwide, one of the largest televised audiences in history.
Lead over Earnhardt Sr. to 3. Michael Waltrip showing the muscle. Everything stacks up from third on back. Dale Earnhardt gets turned sideways. He'll take Schrader. Earnhardt and Schrader are in the wall.
February 18th, 2001. The Daytona 500, the most prestigious event in NASCAR racing. Dale Earnhardt Sr., known as the Intimidator for his aggressive driving style, was chasing history. But fate had different plans. On the final lap, as the cars stormed toward the last turn, Earnhardt's iconic black number 3 Chevrolet collided with another car, lost control, and crashed head-on into the concrete wall at nearly 155 miles per hour. The impact was brutal, but no fire, no immediate signs of fatality. Spectators held their breath, expecting Earnhardt to emerge as he had countless times before. But inside the cockpit, the reality was far grimmer. The collision inflicted a basal skull fracture, a break at the base of the skull, connecting the brain to the spine. Medical experts explain that this type of injury doesn't always kill instantly. Instead, it leads to excruciating pain, disorientation, and an agonizing struggle for breath. Rescuers arrived within seconds, but Dale Earnhardt remained unresponsive. Rushed to Halifax Medical Center, doctors desperately tried to revive the legend. At 5:16 p.m., Dale Earnhardt Sr. was declared dead. His loss sent shockwaves through the racing world and prompted immediate safety reforms. The mandatory use of the hands device, reinforced car designs, safer track barriers. Yet, no safety measure can erase the image of a man who seemed untouchable, falling victim to the very force he mastered.
Good morning, I'm Tracy Davidson with breaking news into NBC Philadelphia Nonstop. Jackass star Ryan Dunn has been killed in a car accident locally.
June 20th, 2011. In the dead of night, at approximately 3:30 a.m., West Goshen Township, Pennsylvania, became the backdrop for tragedy. Ryan Dunn, a beloved stunt performer from the Jackass TV series, was known for his audacious spirit, fearless stunts, and a life lived in constant pursuit of thrills. But this time, there was no stunt. Driving his Porsche 911 GT3, Ryan was accompanied by his close friend and former Navy veteran, Zachary Hartwell. Reports confirmed Ryan was traveling at over 130 miles per hour, an impossible speed on a public road. On a seemingly ordinary stretch of Route 322, fate had other plans. Suddenly, control was lost. The Porsche careened off the road, barreled through a guardrail, and slammed head-on into a tree. The violent impact shredded the car apart, leaving a trail of mangled metal and heartbreak in its wake. Within seconds, the wreckage ignited into a blazing inferno. But what made this tragedy even more haunting was that neither Ryan nor Zachary died instantly. Both suffered massive blunt force trauma, yet remained alive, even as fire consumed their bodies. Witnesses recalled the sheer horror of seeing a fireball so intense they couldn't approach the scene. First responders could do nothing but stand by, helpless. It was a cruel demise, the kind not scripted for television, nor fitting for a man who spent his life testing the limits of danger.